Well. If it ain't serious, explosive, Leroy Green.
Spartans, what is your profession?
Catches bullets with his teeth. Please.
Yo. What's happening, good people? I see that chick Yo says I'm back. Took a little vacation, but I'm back in my spot. What up, Toronto? D-Rob, salute. Prayers up for D-Rob. Tell you, man, it's a lot happening in these streets. So whether you're on the road, whether you're in your head, or whether it's just life, brother, we send blessings your way. Security, protection, wisdom. Because around here, we do believe that all things do work together for the good of those that love and are called according to that purpose. So what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Morning Motivation, where we are building community, expanding our thoughts, and getting our day started on the right foot. I'm your host, Jamon, and I am so glad that you are able to make it through today. Well, there's a lot happening in the world. A lot of moving pieces. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. Been struggling trying to figure out, exactly what how I wanted it to feel, but appreciate that feedback. We are, I'm about to bring an editor on to chop up some of these live streams, because going 5 days a week now for like 5 months almost, there's a lot of footage that's just sitting on my hard drives. And I need to get them off my hard drives primarily so I can just chop them up and expand and reach a little bit more. And so I'm going to bring an editor on here real soon. And so I was looking at I got a hard drive in that I ordered, and I was transferring files. And then a number popped into my view. I saw the number 91. Can anybody tell me what the number 91 means in this scenario? No, it's a wild question. Might be a shot in the dark. Yes. We have done 91 episodes, y'all. 91 freaking episodes. I feel like we just started. I feel like I have so much more to learn. Even though, and this is the weird thing about life, even though you have skills in a certain area. I'm a freelance videographer. I edit. I do all this stuff professionally. But doing it on this platform where I am the talent, I am the producer, I am the audio guy. I mean, I'm running the whole show looking at 4 monitors and a mixing board. That takes another whole skill set to be able to keep your thought, read the comments, add sound effects. I'm producing in real time. This normally is a 3-person job that I'm doing by myself. So shout out to me for being able to do it, but I've done all the aspects in real life. And so to do it in this platform, being able to, yes, definitely a World Band show, being able to process at a high level and give what I hope is quality content it's been a struggle some days more than others. And most YouTubers never make it to 100 videos. Because most YouTubers do a video once a week, twice a month, 3 times a month. And then they do it for 6 months, but they only got like 10 videos. 10 videos. But that's why we started this show, man. Personal development. I made a decision because the first episode was September 11th. I did an episode. Then I came back on that Friday. And I said the next week, I'll probably go 3 days a week. And Sunday night, I said, you know what? I'm going 5 days a week. I need to rip the Band-Aid off. I need to go ahead and just hold my feet to the fire and make the mistakes and fail. And look, we done went through audio issues. We done went through YouTube saying no, shutting us down. But that's the growth process, and that's how we learn. That's how we learn. Appreciate you all. Hey, I like it. Toronto Riggins says, I'll definitely be reaching out for you for your guidance when I restart my podcast. I got you. Consistency is key. That's right. That's right. And so this is the only thing that I think, there's a lot of things I could have done better along this journey. And I'm not so much talking about the journey of the show. What I'm talking about is, as you saw the title of the stream, excuses are stepping stones to failure. This was a lesson that was drilled into my head many years ago as a child, but it wasn't put that way. It was actually my how to say it? I hate saying the word my ex, because when people come into my life, unless they just are complete butts, they're still a part of my family. And I was married for almost 20 years. We have beautiful children and grandchildren together. And a saying she used to always say was, excuses are stepping stones to failure. Now, I heard it put in other ways, but the way she said it resonated with me. Because, relationships, they will expose you. Relationships will expose you. Appreciate that, D-Rob. He said, this podcast really keeps me sane. I really appreciate that, bro. And so relationships will definitely expose you, because there's somebody who's peeking behind the curtain every day of your life. And you have to learn to manage your emotions. You have to learn to manage their emotions. You have to be accountable to someone that you normally may not have had to be, especially if you've been single for a while. You get used to not having the accountability. You get used to not having somebody's habits around. And so when you're having those bad days and there's no one around, then you just go into your quiet place and you good. But when you got people around, you can't hide. And also when you give your word on something, when you say, I'm going to do this, but then they see you sneaking 3 honey buns at 11:30 at night, or they see you eating 6 Bo-Berry biscuits. Or they see them Bo-Berry biscuits on your credit card receipt. And we often say that the worst person to lie to is yourself. Don't lie to me. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. I'll take it, process it, keep moving. And it's a black hole. It ain't going nowhere. Now, even if you decided, okay, I'm gonna lie to you, don't tell that lie so long that you start believing it yourself. Hey man, it's bow time. But some people, we tell that lie so long and so often that we start to believe the lie. And that leads to us making excuses for why we don't do a thing. And oh yeah, by the way, the reason I'm diving straight in right now is because it's going to be a short stream this morning. I have a doctor's appointment that I need to get to. And then after that, I'm on paw duty. So we're going to keep it light and easy today. We're not going to dig too deep. So just going to talk about one one of the pillars of dysfunction, one of the pillars of failed dreams and failed achievements. And one of those pillars is called excuses. Excuses. Why do people make excuses? Why do we make excuses when the people we know we're talking to, they know it's an excuse? What are some of the reasons y'all make excuses? For me, I don't really think it's I don't feel the need to, Jerron Riggins says fear. Yeah, fear's a strong one. Fear's a strong one. I used to make a lot of decisions out of fear. But then what I discovered was I had to weigh, what do I want? Do I want the fear to live in my life longer, or do I want the rejection of not, or the regret is the word, or do I want the regret of not ever trying? And so I chose to just, if I feel some fear, man, I just run toward it. I just do it. Like when I started the show, I was going to do twice a week. Just twice a week. I'm going to do twice a week. Sunday night came and I'm just like, nah, bro. Twice a week give me just enough time to make an excuse not to be there. So I'm going 5 days a week. And I don't care if I'm just staring at the wall to myself, talking to myself. I'm going to be 5 days a week because I need to prove to myself that I can do this. And sometimes you got to do that. But fear is definitely a big one. When I make excuses now, it's more along the lines of I want the situation, or I want the thing to go away. I want it to end. I don't want to deal with it. And most things, it don't really bother me too much. But I will only make, because when I make an excuse, I feel bad. Because in the military, nobody cares about your excuses. Did you get the job done, or did you not get the job done? All we care about is results. Your child don't care why you couldn't pay the light bill this month. They care that when they go to cut that game on, or when they go in that refrigerator, or they hit that microwave, that it works. They don't care what you had to do, who you had to get it from. They just want the results that they think is supposed to be there. My wife, she loves me. I know she loves me. And we to death do us part. But let me go through a deep depression. And I decide I don't want to work no more. And I decide I just want to lay on the couch, scratch myself, eat oodles and noodles, and watch reruns of The Simpsons. She don't want to hear my excuses that I'm depressed. Oh, shout out to my wife. But she don't want to hear no this. She don't want, I mean, it's cool at first. She's gonna feel for me, but that first time that mortgage don't get paid, she gonna start getting a little nervous. She gonna start getting just a little bit nervous. Then the second time, now people calling the house. Lights off. Boy, ain't nothing like coming home when your lights off. Ain't nothing coming home when there's a note on your door when you pull up and you know you ain't paid your mortgage or your rent and there's a white piece of paper on your door. Oh, it hit different. And nobody cares about your excuses. Sometimes we make excuses to avoid exploring the boundaries of our comfort zones. Because comfort is a trap. We get in this comfortable space and we just want to hang out there. It's like we want to just drift in this cloud and it's comfortable, but we don't want to go too far to the edges, because you get too far to the edges, you got to do stuff. If I know I have to do something about it. Leave me in my ignorance. I live in this little bubble. I live in this little world. Don't disrupt my peace, because when I know about it, I have to make adjustments. I got to think about it. Don't disrupt my peace or my joy. So I'll make excuses and say, you know what? I ain't really want to go see them people over there because they be messy. They be messy in my life. What all they saying is, hey baby, we want to help you get back on your feet. Oh no, mom, I'm okay. I'm okay. Matter of fact, I had a conversation yesterday with one of the directors on one of the agencies in this one of the cities I work in, and we were talking about a couple of clients that were doing some stuff with Section 8, and she made the comment. No, I made the comment that there's so many programs that are popped up, and you qualify for free this, you can get free that, you can get this, you can get that, and so much so that they were giving away free the MacBook, or not the MacBooks, ThinkPads, the Dell ThinkPads. These are $600, $700 computers. And they were saying, hey, if you come learn a skill, if you learn how to do we could do a 3-day class. It's 1 hour a day. We teach you how to use Google Docs. We teach you how to use, I think it was Microsoft Word and some other program. So 1 hour a day for 3 days, they'll give you the laptop. Y'all, how many people y'all think came and signed up to take that class to get this free laptop? Just out of curiosity. Somebody throw a number out there. Now, let me give you some reference. There were probably 50 to 75 potential people who qualified. That chick Yo said 0. Ha. You're almost right. You're close. 2 people. 1 didn't live there. She was a cousin of somebody who just so happened to be visiting and saw the flyer. And 1 other lady who signed up, but she only came the first hour. So they gave away 1 laptop to somebody who wasn't even a resident in this space. And I'm tripping like, man, all they had to do was walk across the street, because I saw plenty of people as I was driving in. And you know what she said to me? She said, I know this may sound strange, and I know the thought process might be jacked up, but these clients, they're in a certain mindset and they're comfortable. So now if I go learn a new skill and you give me a tool that works for me, now I might be forced to do something with that. I might be forced to actually use it. Because now you got me on paper, on record, as saying I learned a skill. So now I might be forced to use it. Why would I go get a job making $15 an hour and then have to go pay rent in this economy and then have to go buy my own food because I won't get as many food stamps? So you want me to leave my comfort zone and go to a place of struggle? Nah, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make an excuse. I couldn't find a babysitter. My car broke down. You can walk across the street. My shoes was wet. I had to wash my shoes. My shoes was wet. And when you make excuses, y'all know, some excuses be so dumb. But when you're looking for an excuse, any you do. I remember I was late for formation because it was a Friday morning PT session that I was late for. And Thursday night, they had a new, how do I say this? This is more than motivation, man. You know they call it New Booty Tuesday, right? I'm going to just throw it out there. They call it New Booty Tuesday. All right, D-Rod, wake up on this one. Well, they also had a Thursday event at Magic City where I was at. And so it's Thursday night. We up in watching these shoe models. And when I tell you it was a magnificent display of shoe. The design, the craftsmanship, the shoes were amazing. I'd never seen shoes do so much. I'm so silly. Shout out to me for being so silly, y'all. Hey, Thought Thursday. That's a good one. I like that. Nah, see, I can't be saying that though. Come on now. I can't be saying that. So let's just go with we just, you know what? I'm gonna drop it. Actually, I'm not gonna drop it. And so we out at this Thursday night gala event. It's a gala event. That's exactly what it is. We out at this gala event, and we having a great night. So much so that we don't get back to base we don't get back to our cribs until like 4:30 a.m. and we have to be in formation at 6. Now, normally, I could take me a cat nap. I'll set like 5 alarms, go off like 1 minute after the other, because we always accidentally hit the snooze. So I got like 17 alarms going off, and I'll get up. But this particular day, I forgot. I was so tired getting in, I ain't even set. Taco Thursday. That's exactly what it was. Yo. Hey. I like the way y'all minds work. Taco Thursday. Let's go with Taco Thursday from now on. I like that. And so I wake up, it's like 7:45. So it's like I done missed all of PT. And it was Fridays are normally when you do the battalion runs with your company commanders, the battalion commander, all the higher ups. That's normally when that happens. So I'm in big trouble. I called to the shop. PT ends about 7:30. So 7:45, all your NCOs, they go back to their offices, and most of them will go home, but some of them will go to the office, handle some paperwork. So I took a chance and I called at 7:45. Sarge picked up the phone. I said, "Hey, Sarge." He said, "Hey, Glover." He said, "Man, you good?" I said, "Man, no, I'm having some car trouble." He said, "Well, what kind of car trouble? You in an accident or something?" I said, "Nah, it wasn't nothing like that. My clutch froze up." I said, "My clutch froze up." Mind you, I'm still asleep. I got sleep in my eyes. I'm obviously not thinking straight. But I'm like, my clutch froze up. He said, "Yo, clutch.
Stop the cap.
Yo, clutch done froze up." I said, "Yeah, Sarge, I'm gonna get me a hair dryer or something. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna heat it up and see if I can get to work by 9. Now, this is how you know I'm a reasonably intelligent guy. Not the smartest, not the brightest, but I'm somewhere above the middle. I'm not average either. I'm not below average. I know I'm in this little space. But sleep deprivation, because I was going hard. We was hitting up Taco Tuesday and Taco Thursdays. We was hitting up the Wednesday night and, of course, the Friday. Every week from Tuesday to Sunday, Saturday night, it was a party. My first 2 years in the Army, man, it was, because you don't know, we training to go to war. I'm going to live it up. I'm going to get it in. Yep. So sleep deprivation, alcohol abuse, and just being young and dumb. That was the best lie. It wasn't even an excuse. That was a straight up lie, but it was the best lie that I could think of. The absolute best one, which tells you how sad of a state I was really in. But when people make excuses, any of you do. I just want to get away from this thing. I don't want to get too close to the edges of my boundaries and my comfort zone. I'm afraid to make a move. Or I want to justify why I did a certain thing. You see, the reason I slapped the old girl was because she said your mama, right? It's not a good reason to slap somebody. It depends on what they said about your mama. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I thought I liked where your mind was going. That chick said toss salad everywhere. Hey man, I want to say it was a Golden Corral. It was a Rhines. and it was a sizzler all packed into one. Just a long buffet headed down the street. That's all it was. And and because, you know, this was the 90s, you could do things in the 90s that you can't necessarily get away with now. You could have conversations. People weren't looking to be offended like they are now. Now, everybody has a reason to be offended. Hey, well, I will say this too, Toronto. It was only one seafood joint that I actually went to. The rest of them were really classy establishments. But there was that one, boy. You know, we had the most fun at the seafood joint. It's all seafood joints. Look, all seafood ain't good seafood. And facts. Old facts. They had some of the best breading. They be in some of the freshest grease. But bad seafood is still, I don't care how you dress it up, it's still bad seafood. They had a 2-for-1 drink specials. They give you free appetizers and everything. They got music coming through the intercom. Well, you know, we going a little too deep in this thing right now. Speaking of seafood joints. Pow. Oh, man. But look, all I'm really trying to say is excuses is normally the thing that stands in between us and our dreams and our goals and our best life. Going to that next level, most times, there's an excuse that gets in the way. Oh, man, y'all, wow. There's normally an excuse that gets in the way. And so I can laugh, I can joke about it, because I've done my fair share of making excuses. I've gone through my disappointments where I can only be mad at myself because I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew what direction I was supposed to go in, just like you. But yet, I lie to myself or I make an excuse for why I can't or I shouldn't or I couldn't do a thing. Yes, sometimes it's fear. Yes, sometimes we love that comfort zone. Yes, sometimes we want to justify a thing. And sometimes we don't want to know the truth. We want to avoid learning certain things. So we avoid people and I was going to call you. I was going to be here, but you know, this came up or that came up. And I've gotten to the point now when I really don't make many excuses anymore because I look at it the same way as lying. Why would I lie to you when I can't lie to God? God sees everything that I do. And this day and age we live in, somebody else sees what I do. Somebody's always watching. There's a camera somewhere all the time. Somebody sees what we do the moment we step out of our homes. And even in our homes, Alexa be spying on y'all. Siri be spying on y'all. Somebody always know what we got going on. And if I can't lie to everybody, why lie to anybody? If I can't lie to God, how important is somebody else that I got to lie to them? If I don't want to do a thing, I'm going to say, I don't want to do that. Why? I don't. Well, give me a reason. For what? I don't want to do it. At least not today. Now, maybe tomorrow, but today I ain't doing nothing. But I really need, hey, man, your emergency is not my emergency. You might want to call somebody else. Hey, I need you to come to work today. Nah, I'm going to take the day off. Yep. Now, so I know we got this going on. We got that going on. So I'm going to be there for those. But that right there, that's not necessary. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that one. And I've now learned how to set my boundaries. So cell phones listening and the television watching for sure. My wife said, babe, I set up Alexa. I'm like, why? I don't want her looking at me all the time. So, but anyway, excuses are stepping stones to failure, man. Excuses are stepping stones to failure. the only thing standing between you and the life you want is probably an excuse. Because we live in an age now where you have access to resources. You have access to information. If there's somebody who know about it, you can know about it too. If there's a way to do a thing, there's a way to do it. I'm learning so much now. And D-Rob, I hadn't forgot you, my partner. I hadn't forgot about you, bro. But I'm learning so much now in the realm of finances that it blows my mind how I never knew any of this, how my family never knew any of the stuff that I'm learning now, that I'm being exposed to. Or we know a little bit about this, but we didn't know this whole big thing in the middle was even a thing. And we're looking at the rich and the famous and the powerful or the wealthy, and we're saying, man, we're in awe. But most times they just know some stuff that we didn't know. Whether it was nepotism and it was handed down to them, or they put themselves in the right situation to learn the information. They paid for training. They went somewhere. They got out of the normal rat race and pattern, and they decided to do something different. But if they had made an excuse of, well, it costs too much, but we just spent $200 on some nonsense last month. We ain't got $200 to do it again? Yep. Anytime somebody say, oh, man, it's $59.99, I'm like, bro, that's 3 drinks at the bar. That's 2 cigars. I ain't even moved by that. We actually working kind of with another couple who actually does that. So I definitely want, but we're going to put y'all on game though. Don't worry. We're going to put y'all on game. We just trying to get stuff lined up so that it's easier to digest. Because sometimes when you get new concepts, it's like, what? And so you want to make sure it's broken down in a way that makes sense. Because sometimes, when you go to like the law school, medical school, you got these terms and these big words and these big books. It's a barrier to entry. There's smaller words that mean the same thing, but they just choose the big words to make it for the dramatic effect. But yeah, we're working on it. Definitely working on it. What time is it? Do a quick time check. Okay, yeah, we still good. We got a couple minutes. So excuses. What's one excuse you give yourself that keep you from doing something that you want to do? Because I know there's something on your mind that you really want to do, but you keep putting it off. Before we get out of here, I'm just curious what that is. What's your excuse? What's the thing that you keep telling yourself that's preventing you from doing the thing that you really want? What is that? I'll wait, because this is a light conversation, but it's also a very important conversation. I think we all know now that a lot of times in life, it's the simple things that make the biggest changes. It's the simple things that make the biggest changes. So what's one thing? I remember I'll put a little Jeopardy music on while y'all thinking about that. I'm playing. I don't even like Jeopardy music. But one of my biggest things was I've always been real tight with my finances because I've always been the primary breadwinner. I've always been one who paid most of the bills. So, am I mentally prepared for it? That's a great question. That's a great question. Very good question. I don't trust people with money. With my money. I don't trust people with my money. And so when me and my wife get together, we both operating out of separate everything. We're trying to figure out how to go to this next level, but we're still divided. And so one day she comes to me and she said, babe, I understand, but this is what we're trying to do. We can't do it operating separately. And I'm like, man, in my mind, but dude, what if she mess up the money? What if she do this? Then you got to fix it. Then I said, you know what, dude? This chick is brilliant. You thought enough of her to marry her, which means you trust her, which means when you win, she win, and when she wins, you win. So stop being a butt. Let her do what she's good at and win. So I did. 5 months later, we buying a new house. Credit's going up. I'm just like, wow, I should have done this a long time ago. But it was the excuse I was telling myself. Things that I heard from other people. My wife has a particular set of skills that make her good with certain things that I'm not particularly the best in. So she adds that value to my life. But then on the other hand, I have the missing things that she don't have. My vision, I have really good vision. I see things in a way that I can forecast. Is a great word I'm looking for. I forecast very well. So you take her attention to detail with my forecasting, we do well together. But I was making excuses because I didn't want to trust her because of my last relationship or my last traumas. Yeah, choosing the right partner is important, but I'm going to say this as we get ready to get up out of here. Choosing the right partner is very important. However, when you meet them, they're not the right partner. When you meet people, and I made this comment one time when I said, I was talking to guys mostly, because guys say, I want a girl who does this and want to do that. She not complete, bruh. She hasn't molded to you yet. But the same is true. Ladies, he's not going to be the right guy. He can have everything that you want him to have, but because he hasn't molded to you, he's going to be just like the other guys. So there's a breaking in relationship. And you learn to come together and you grow together. You're like a jigsaw puzzle. So if you're waiting for the perfect person to come along, there is no such thing. You just need to be aware of your traumas and your red flags, your deal breakers. You need to know what you won't accept, what you will accept, and what's negotiable. And then when people come in, you look at their character, you look at their morals, regardless of what they're doing right now. Because there's some people doing some really but they're doing it out of trauma. But they will be an amazing partner if they ever drop their guard down. They'll be an amazing partner if they ever learn to trust. But they've been hurt so many times that they're afraid to. And so they look toxic. They look like they're a mess. Did not mean to go into all this right now. But yes, Toronto Riggers, no one's ever complete. No one's ever complete. No one is ever complete. So, stop making excuses for the things that you really want, the places you really want to go, and the person that you want to be. Take the risk. Go out there, punch the fear in the face, figure it out, and if you get punched in the face, so what? Drop some ice on that joker, take the swelling down, and get back out there again. Life is life. But I'd much rather live a life of failures than a life of regrets. Because we're going to fail more times than we win, but we only got to win once. But a life of regrets, that's a miserable state to be in, because you had control and you gave it away to somebody else, to something else. You were in charge and you fumbled the ball, you fumbled the bag, you fumbled the relationship, and then you feel with regrets and there's nothing you can do about it. So, move now, act now while the blood is still running warm in your veins. Y'all know where that came from. And if all hearts and minds are clear, your boy's about to get up out of here, about to go get my health check. Then I'm playing pawpaw duty for the rest of the day. So y'all be blessed. As Health Talk says, have a great day no matter what. I will definitely see you tomorrow, and y'all have an amazing day. Peace.